Hi everyone, good evening to you all. Today we are diving into lesson 3 on day 3 on about organic terrace gardening series. We have already seen our introduction and what is our mission and vision. So we will dive into today's agenda. On day 3, we are going to cover, as per our agenda, three major points. One is types of soil and their suitability for terrace gardening. Second one, preparing nutrient-rich soil mixes for your terrace gardening. Third one, introduction to composting. How you can make your kitchen waste into usable manure for your own garden. Okay. Now, everybody knows about soil. What is soil? It is the foundation for a healthy garden. Either it may be, it's a medium we can say for growing of any plants or any trees, whatever it is. But a foundation is soil. We can say, though we are calling it as the soilless medium, it's a kind of soil type only we are going to use. Even in hydroponics also we are putting all clay, activated clay particles, that is also kind of soil. So without soil we cannot grow anything. Second, composting is an eco-friendly way to recycle our kitchen garden waste into manure for our own use. And everybody knows what is soil and what are all the types of soil. In India we have many types of soil. We have mentioned here: red soil, black soil, sandy soil, alluvial soil, and even loamy soil, sandy clay loam. So much of classification, sub-classifications are there, but we are mainly considering major four types of soil which we are using for cultivation of agricultural crops, and the same only we are going to utilize in different ratios for our terrace gardening. Red soil. It is available commonly in southern and eastern India, moderately fertile but needs organic matter for better productivity. Black soil found in central and western India retains moisture well, but it will become more compact when it is getting water and dried, so it requires periodical aeration. Sandy soil, common in coastal region, drains quickly but lacks with nutrients. But making organic matter and adding to them is more essential. And we will see what are all soil and which crop it is suitable for. And alluvial soil, you know very well, it is a silt, sediments of silt, either from I would say it is coming through river beds, and it is very naturally fertile. And here only our civilization starts with the river beds because of this alluvial soil. What is, we have seen different types of soil, and here we are going to see suitability of different soil, how it suits our gardening. Red soil. Red soil properties is rich in iron and well draining, but lacks in little organic matter and a bit of nutrients. Uh, Usage mix. This can be mixed with compost or organic manure to improve fertility, by which adding organic matter with red soil gives very high yield, and it is suitable for major horticultural crops, which gives more yield nowadays. Use of plants is better for vegetables and flowering plants. It's maybe slightly acidic to neutral pH levels. So ideal for crops like tomatoes, chilies, and hibiscus. That means all vegetables and fruit varieties and major flowers. Black soil. It is a regular soil, rich in clay and retains moisture very well, but also nutrient dense, especially in calcium, magnesium, and potassium, but lacks in drainage. So we have to see the crops which comes under waterlogging or a bit water stagnated condition will come up very well. And most of our Indian condition black soil is used for cultivation of majorly cotton and many more. Usage mix with sandy soil or red soil to improve drainage and prevent waterlogging. Why we are adding this mixing is not possible in large scale cultivation in field level, but in our terrace gardening level we have given what soil we can mix with the existing soil so that it will make usable for our potting media. Because why we have given these two and another two items are because we are you are all coming from different parts of India, and you will be having only limited soil resources and the type of soil in your place. So you take local soil and add whatever the addition we are providing, that you can add it and you can make prepare your own soil mix for your better growth of plants. Alluvial soil. This is very much fertile and well draining with balanced texture of sand, silt, and clay. So this you can use very well if it is available very near to you. But it is not available means you can get it from tanks. Whatever available tanks in and around your town or city or villages, you can get collected during when water is drained or water is not there. That soil is very nutritive. This used as a base for general purpose gardening. Mixed with compost and a small amount of sandy soil to enhance structure. Rather drain for creating a structure, you can add little sandy soil. Suitable for wide range of vegetable, fruits, and herbs that you can get more yields. Fourth one is sandy soil. The sandy soil, normally we cannot grow anything in our terrace with that, but you can, if you are having more sandy soil, it is lightweight and you can add a cocopeat or compost or vermicompost or cow dung manure and make use for especially what you can say by adding organic matter like cocopeat or vermicompost to boost nutrient content. You can add for this, you can use for carrots, radishes, those kind of root based vegetables, potatoes. For that you can use and it will come very well those crops. See, these are all simple proportions we are given preparing nutrient-rich soil mixes for terrace gardening. How you can able to mix? What is the proportion? What is the basics of nutrient-rich soil mixes? You have to consider when you are getting the soil mixes for your terrace gardening. Base soil, organic matter, aeration, and drainage material. There are three main components and subcomponents like nutrient boosters, microbial activity activers. Those kind of things also you have to add for your best growth of vegetables. One is base soil, forms the foundation and provides essential minerals. As we have already discussed, red soil, black soil, or alluvial soil. This is base soil. Organic matter, which enhances fertility and water retention, microbial activity. For these, you need to have organic matter. Without organic matter, you cannot grow any plants on the pots or terrace and even in natural cultivation. Organic matter we have discussed. Now aeration and drainage material. How you can improve aeration and drainage materials. What you can wonder how we are talking about aeration. Drainage is draining the water, but aeration is needed for proper root proliferation and growth. So when you are adding this aeration drainage material, it will prevent waterlogging and improves root aeration as we discussed. For this, you have to add sand, cocopeat, and perlite. One perlite material is there that you can very well use mix if you have budget. That will give added value for all your terrace gardening plants. And nutrient boosters. This supplies mainly macro and micronutrients. Options: naturally derived bone meal, neem cake, biofertilizer, and wood ash. In India, we cannot get much of wood ash, but all other three options are very much available in online and even near your locality that you can use. And microbial activators. These improve soil health and nutrient availability. Options are trichoderma, mycorrhiza, or EM solutions. These three majorly activate all soil enriched nutrient creating bacteria or microorganisms. Apart from that, it controls any disease formation very well in the from the beginning itself. Preparing nutrient rich soil mixes for terrace gardening. See, proportions for a general soil mix now I will provide for you, that you go through it, and you whatever available in your area you prepare accordingly with the same ratio. Your potting media would be very 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 far better. So I will give you gist of it, and we are going to give you a link for downloading step by step guide and proportion for types of crops, means what kind of crop, what kind of mixture you can use. For example, vegetable, fruits, root crops, it goes on like that. That we will give in that video description link itself. You can download, you can make use of it for your better success. A balanced mixed nutrients for terrace gardening can be prepared like this. One is base soil. Already we have discussed what are all the components of soil mixing. Base soil should be 40%. It might be red or black or alluvial soil, whichever it is available in your area, because this is the major material you are going to use. Organic matter you can get naturally compost, that means compost manure or cow dung manure, or you can order vermicompost and that you can mix it. Vermicompost will be little bit costlier. I would recommend you, if whatever it is available nearby, organic compost or cow dung manure would be doing good. But in cow dung manure you should see, definitely it will add more of weeds to your garden, but one or two times when you are doing de-weeding, naturally those will be eliminated. And aeration material, aeration material is, it should be 20 percentage. That either you can use sand or cocopeat. Nowadays cocopeat is very much available and lightweight also, it will add lightweight component also, so that you can make use of it. But when you are using cocopeat, consider it is with low EC, that means washed cocopeat. Nowadays in market people are selling cocopeat means with high EC it comes, means definitely it will damage all your plant, and the plant, your plants will suffer. Though you are getting the cocopeat, you don't know whether it is low EC or high EC, you cannot test it, but you can soak in the water 2 3 times, you wash it, and then you can make use of it, so that like EC will be reduced. And nutrient boosters 10 percentage, so total 40 percentage, 30 percentage organic matter, 40 percentage base soil, aeration material 20 percentage, nutrient boosters 10 percentage. Nutrient boosters, as we discussed, bone meal, neem cake or wood ash. Along with that, you add your, as we discussed, microbial enhancers like trichoderma or biofertilizer, everything in the soil mix itself, so that those microorganisms will grow in the soil and it will give very 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 good results to you. As I informed, you can get that soil mix proportions for different crops in the download link of video description. For the soil, we have to consider some major points that we are providing as tips. That means for any crop you should see the pH, because you are preparing and you are adding different kind of material, and you have to check what is the pH of the soil mix. At least, even though it is not a scientifically, you cannot check and see what is the pH and like that, but you can see at least nearby how much it is there. Ensure the final mix has a pH of 6.5 to 7.5. 7 is optimal, 6 is acidic, above 7 it is alkaline. You should check, it should be optimal is 6 to 7.5, suitable for most plants. For some plants will love acidic, that and all you can go and understand accordingly, you can do it. Now sterilization, normally people are doing, but I would recommend sterilization is not you are going to do through autoclave or whatever it is, but common natural sterilization is solarization, solarizing under plastic sheets for 2 to 3 days to kill pests and pathogens. You just heap and spread it on your terrace, cover it with the transparent plastic sheet, keep it for 2 to 3 days. Fourth one, top dressing. Before that, you if you can, you can do testing of soil fertility by giving to any local laboratories, but I don't know how much cost they are taking up for this cultivation, whether we are going to incur this expense or not. But it is better to just to know the organic or inorganic fertilizer is needed. Top dressing: add compost or vermicompost every 2 to 3 months to replenish nutrients if it is a long term crop. For vegetable and all, it will start by you can end the crops season would end, the cultivation would end in at least 3 to 4 months. So I would recommend at least once in a month or once in 15 days you can reduce the quantity and add in staggered manner, so that the plants will survive very well and your manure will also not go waste. And mulching, that is always recommended to keep your soil top surface, whether it is in pots or troughs or even surface. If it has been mulched, means it will give more added value to your plants, retain moisture, and it will create a microclimate. It will enhance microorganisms to grow whichever you have missed, like azospirillum, phosphobacteria, and all. So it can also prevent weed growth, by which the plants will grow very well. And pH check, periodically check this pH. Though you have tested soil, once in a while, maybe 1 month, once in a month, you can check for pH of this thing. Why? Because if it suddenly, because of your adding of nutrients or water condition or any other conditions, if pH is changed, then definitely it will affect your plants. So we will share you how you can check your pH in your home itself by do it yourself itself. So you can make use of that. And normal recommendation is you can add bit of lime to increase or sulfur to decrease the pH. That you can go on, you can do it. And regular watering, maintain moisture level is more important. It should not be dry or it should not be overwatered. Optimal water is the key for better growth of the plants and to avoid any diseases or pests also. So you keep monitor and you yourself plan for watering. Yesterday we have discussed, day before yesterday we discussed in the basics of planning how we should do watering. And we will dive into our last chapter, last session of this today's class: composting basics for households. What is composting and why we should compost? We have already seen what is composting and why we should compost. Means we are in our households, we are wasting lots of food and all wastages by products of these our food material, everything. That instead of us throwing it away in garbage, we can make use of it as a best organic manure, and you can make use in your own garden itself. It will give definitely a good result and reduces household waste and promotes sustainable living. It is more environmental friendly. Here, in composting basics, there are three types of composting. You might be knowing or may not be knowing. One is aerobic composting. That is only we are going to do in your home. It requires oxygen, involves turning the pile regularly. It increases the, I means decreases the time frame to get convert compost from your waste. Anaerobic composting. This is being done in large scale. No oxygen required. They will dig a deeper, deep dig, and they will put all waste and they will seal. Then just they will keep it for 3 4 months. After some time, they will take it and they will make use of it. The large scale in home and all we cannot use it, so we will go with aerobic composting. Vermicomposting also you will be knowing. Vermicompost is also not recommended in your home because the worms problem will be there. Definitely you don't do it vermicomposting in your home. If you are having any good backyard, there you can do it. In terrace, it is highly recommended. You can keep aerobic composting. And composting at home, It's only 5 point do it yourself only. Choose a composting bin. This is available in online or local market, or you can use your own buckets or pots, whatever the way. But I would recommend you get a decent composting bin from online and make use of it. And add a layer of dry leaves or cocopeat at the bottom. That is most important. You use cocopeat dry leaves, rather dry leaves. You can add cocopeat in the bottom to keep everything dry. And after that, you can add kitchen waste like vegetable peels, fruit scraps, eggshells. Eggshell means you don't put full eggshells because it will take bit little time to get. You just crush it and put it, or otherwise you don't need to make powder, but you can crush it and you can put it, and cover each layer of wet waste with dry material. This is the layer. You should have to go first dry material at the bottom like cocoa or dry leaves, then one layer of wet waste and one layer of dry waste. Like that, you will have to do periodically. Cover each layer wet waste with dry material as we discussed, and turn the pile in every 5 to 7 days for aerobic composting. Normally, within a month time, you can get good compost, but you have to do this rotation. That means 5 to 7 days once you have to do piling. Means you should have turn out from top to bottom. Like that, you'll have to do it. Then only aeration will be there, so it will get compost easily. And major points what I wanted to recommend you is do's and don'ts. Do's means you can add vegetable peels, fruit scraps, coffee grounds, and like eggshells and garden clippings. Not whole leaves. You don't put it. Crush it because it will take time. You are going to do in your smaller bin means definitely you have to have properly grind one. If you are putting that garden leaves, you can garden clippings, don't put any twigs or something. That will take time and it won't get compost very easily. It will disturb the process. Don't avoid meat, dairy, oily food, and cooked leftovers. Normally people are doing cooked leftovers on that. Definitely you don't do it. If at all you wanted to make use of it, you dig a big pit in your backyard and put there, and add this waste material, and add some decomposing material. You can get it online. That you put it, it will get that. You treat it separately, and you go for your kitchen garden compost. As we suggest, you go with that only. You can get 100% success. And with that, we are covering all today's class. Now, we would like to give you some tips to do practical demonstration in your home itself. See, you prepare your soil mix as we suggested. Use it and compare with your old one. Second, you immediately purchase online or from local this compost bin, and just test it. Just start with a small compost bin, and this you can do it for pH testing. This is key thing. You can buy pH meter, but if you feel that is costlier, yesterday we have shared the details of pH meter online links that you can buy, or otherwise you can buy your nearby chemist or this thing litmus paper. Litmus paper has different color codes. It has, you can see on that, you can see all different types of coloring pattern, and which color which it represents, either it is acidic or alkalinity, that you make use of it. Or otherwise you can test easily with vinegar and baking soda. pH, place a small amount of soil in a container, add bit of distilled water, and moisten it. Then add a small amount of vinegar to one sample. You make it two sample. Keep ready baking soda and vinegar, and add bit of vinegar to one sample and baking soda to another. If the vinegar mixture fizzes, if forms bubbles, the soil is alkaline. And if the baking soda feature, when you are adding baking soda, if that is fizzes or forming bubbles, means the soil is acidic. So easily you can classify the soil, but exact to know exact pH, either litmus paper is handy, but real pH meter will give you your EC also. Those that is actually advisable. If you are developing a bigger terrace garden, you go for a scientific pH meter. So with that, we have covered today's topic very fast, and I would recommend to test these things, and you download our checklist and product link, and again the guide of soil mix, different kind of soil mix preparation for each crop or type of crop. Go through it and make use of it. We will meet you tomorrow with the fresh class. Thank you very much.